Hey y'all, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda, and today I am making something else from my Dining on a Dime cookbook. I'm loving this thing. If you watched my 2-week meal plan video, you know that this was not on the meal plan. Woo! That's okay, because I have everything for it. It is this cinnamon muffins. This is page 59 if you have the cookbook. If you don't have the cookbook, look below in the description box and you can find the link. I am making this today for the freezer. I am trying to stock my freezer just little bits by little bits for the summer because I know I'm going to be outside a lot, and that makes it hard to make homemade stuff all the time like my family needs me to, while I'm also in the garden harvesting stuff and putting that up, canning and all of that business for winter. So it's very hard to do both at the same time. In preparation for that busy time, I am trying to put some things in the freezer ahead of time. So I'm really excited to share this recipe with you guys. I've not made this before, and it's going to be delicious. Here we go. I really love recipes that are easy to double. If you have a recipe that you double often, you might want to consider putting your measurements out to the side. It just makes it easier at a glance. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I don't have to think about it or do any math again. Like, it's there, and forevermore I can just use the doubled portions. So in my bowl, I already have my 3 cups of flour because I am doubling this recipe today. I have 24 muffin tins prepared. To my 3 cups of flour, if I was doubling the sugar, it would be 1.5 cups. I'm doing a scant cup because I don't feel the need to double it completely. For the sugar, my family is not used to sugar anyway. Normally we use a coconut palm sugar. I am out, so we're using regular sugar today. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm doubling for, ooh, that's a little more than 1/2 teaspoon. That'll be okay. The recipe says to mix all of these dry ingredients together first, so I'm doing that. In the measuring cup behind here, I also have already melted 2/3 of a cup of butter. That is 1.5 sticks. I've poured in a cup of milk, and then I have 2 farm fresh eggs. Please keep in mind I am doubling the recipe, so these are the doubled measurements. So I'm pouring in my milk and my butter. Then I'm going to crack my eggs, 2 eggs, fresh from the hen house. Ooh. Whoops. No shell. Success. Huh. And then you want to mix well. Here we have it all mixed up. I did add a little bit more milk because I am using my gluten-free baking flour. So I've been using this for years, and I have noticed in most recipes that I do have to add a little more liquid when I am substituting. Like it says 1:1 for flour. You should be able to use this exactly the same in flour as flour in other recipes. I have always found that I have to add a little bit more wet ingredients. So today I just added a little more milk, and I'm talking a little bitty bit, like a couple teaspoons of extra milk, just like a splash. I don't know if this holds true to other mixes because I've always used Bob's Red Mill. The recipe says to grease your muffin tins. Again, I doubled. Instead of greasing, I am using cups. I have had colorful cups in my house forever, so today I'm just using some of those up. We have these, I guess, from years past. We have a conglomeration of different kinds and colors, and so today I'm just using that to make clean up a little easier on myself, but you can just grease your muffin tins as well. And I'm just going to put a little scoop in each of these. It says 2/3 full. That's about right. I'm going to get these scooped up. So I've got them all filled except these 2 at the end, and I only have a little teaspoon left here, so I'm just going to put some in a few that look a little sparse. Before I put these in the oven, I thought I'd show you guys, there is a topping that you're supposed to put on the top of these after they come out. You're supposed to dip them in melted butter and then a cinnamon sugar mixture. I am not going to take the time to do that today. Instead, I've mixed up a little bit of cinnamon and sugar in a bowl, and I'm going to sprinkle these over the top before I bake them. So when they come out, I won't even have to do that step. Now I'm going to pop these in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. Okay, now they're out of the oven and they are cool. I like to let them cool down inside of the muffin tin because then they are way easier to take out of here. When I make these again, I will do the butter and dip them. I should have stirred in the cinnamon and sugar because some of these it will come right off of. Other ones, like, it's sticking to really well. Like this one, most of it is like in the batter. But on some of them, it didn't work out so well. In the future, I would stir that in or dip them in butter like the recipe suggests. I just did it this way today because of lack of time. So if you did it properly, that wouldn't be an issue. So now I have the majority in a freezer bag. These will just go in the freezer, and we will have these for quick breakfast, snacks, if we just want to treat, that kind of thing. These are going to just be left out fresh because they didn't fit in the freezer bag. We'll enjoy these for snacks over the next day or two. I'm going to show you guys, like, the paper just comes right off because I left them in the muffin tin. That's just my little secret. So it comes off really easy, and none is left on the bottom either. Like, it's all out of there. These are good. These are really good. So these are a lot like a coffee cake. They taste like a coffee cake muffin to me. They're really, really good. I highly recommend this recipe. So I'm really going to love this on those mornings when I have to run outside and pick my greens before the sun hits them. That's going to be wonderful just to grab this, have a cup of tea really fast, no cleanup. Just, you know, toss this or compost it or whatever and run out the door and get my work done. So I highly recommend this recipe. It's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!